We're going to look at how to install the DS2 AED cabinet. Now, the first thing you need to do is to check you've got all the components. So if you get your instruction manual inside the front, you'll see everything that's actually included with the kit. So we've got the bolts, piece of tubing, we've got the plug and the washers. So that gives you information to make sure you've got everything you need. Remember, the code for the DS2 is printed on the top of the instruction leaflet. Good idea to take a photo of that just in case you lose it. Again, you can keep track of it then. And also you need to follow through the instructions as you go through. So when you look to the first thing is to work out where you're going to put the AED cabinet. So it's a good idea to make sure it's on a firm, solid structure. What you don't really want to do is put it on a moving wooden fence that it could get damaged, or it could eventually break away the bolts, or you have to just screw it on with the standard screws. So you really want to put this on a brick or a block wall so you can fix it on permanently. You need to make it level. We don't really want it too much of a curve or uneven sides, because as you tighten it up again, you've not got the back flat, so therefore you can cause damage to the DS2 cabinet. So look at where it is, but not only the surface it's on, where is the best place to site this? So you want to have it in an easy to see location, ideally somewhere that's lit so you can actually see where the AED unit is. So you can have lights coming on the outside of the building, things like that, if anyone approaches, so they can see exactly what they're doing. Make sure it's visual, it's not hidden away, and you're not going to get lots of overgrowth, plants, ivy over time growing over it. So do think a lot about where you're going to put it. Also make sure you put it at the right height, because you don't want to put it so high that no one can reach it. Similarly, you also don't want to put it too low, and also you want to make sure it's put level. Now, in with the cabinet is a template, and the template you can fix onto the wall, maybe just some sticky pads or Blu Tack to stick it in place. Get your spirit level and make sure the template is absolutely level. That way, when you drill the holes, you'll know that everything's level as well. So the first thing you want to do is work out where it's going and the height. So what you can do is just hold it up against the wall, have a look, or get someone else to hold it up against the wall. You walk away and make sure it's exactly where you want it. You can put a little mark at the top just to show where the top of the unit is, and then tie that up with the top of the template. Then make sure the template is level, and then maybe just punch or just drill through the template a little bit just to mark the center of the hole to start with. So there's 3 fixings on it. Once you've done that, you then need to drill the hole. What you're going to need to do is drill a hole that's about 105 millimeters deep using a 16 millimeter drill. That's the size to fit these bolts perfectly well. Once you've drilled that, you then need to drill the cable hole. So this would be where the cable is going through the wall, and then you can fix it onto a mains point. For that, you need to drill a 20 millimeter hole. And when you're drilling that hole, don't drill it down or straight, because you want to make sure water doesn't come through. So drill it so it's slightly upward. That way no water's going to come in, and it will keep it a lot safer. Once you've drilled the hole, and maybe you drill straight away at that depth, or drill a smaller diameter and then a larger one later on. So once you've drilled all the holes in place, then just make sure again you're happy with everything. So just double check the level. So what you could do then is just put the bolts in, even if you just put them just in a little bit, put a bit of wood across the top, put your spirit level on to make sure it's absolutely level. If it is all level, then you're ready to start to install it. So you can need to poke the cable through the hole. So we got that through, because once we start tightening this up, you'll have to put the cable on. So take the bolts. And what we need to do with these is push them into the, so you need to undo these, and once they're fully undone, you'll push the collar part into the hole. So this part is going into the hole. Just make sure they're in there and they're nice firmly. You don't want to put them, if they're really, really tight, maybe you need to open the hole up a little bit. When these do up, this outer sleeve will pull over the dome-shaped part at the end, so that will grip really, really tight. If the hole's too big, sometimes this section here will just spin around, so you want to make sure that's in just at the right depth. If you drill the hole at the right size and you drill it straight, you should be absolutely fine with that. Try and avoid putting that at an angle. That needs to be absolutely square. Then what you're doing is, once you put all of these in, you fed the cable through, you can then get someone else to hold the cabinet in place. And then what you want to do is line up the cabinet with the holes, and then this was going inside to protect. All you're doing then is popping the bolt through the holes in the back of the cabinet, which will go straight into that, and then just do it up just loosely to start with until it bites. Then do the next one, and then the third one. Once they're all in there, then you need to then start doing them up and just tighten them up. So tighten it up to start with so it's just about tight. Go and do the other ones and then fix it so it's nice firmly on the wall and all of those are fixed in correctly. Once that's done that, then your cabinet is there, it's ready to use. Now it's time to move around to the power cable. You've already got that going through the wall, and it does come with a plug, but you may prefer to hardwire it into the mains. And anything electrical, make sure you get an electrician or qualified person to do that, because you don't want to be messing around with mains if you're not sure what you're doing. If you are plugging it into a main socket, make sure you cover that socket, or you put tape on it or a sticker on it to say do not turn it off, because what you don't want to do is someone to unplug that socket to use a hoover or something else and then forget to put it back in. We need to make sure it's all going well. So once that's on, you can then check it. If you open it up, at the bottom there is a bar. So if you actually look in the instructions, there's a diagram, there's actually a light in the middle there. So right in the middle of the plate, it should have a green light, which is flashing to show that it's all okay. If it's a flashing red light, there is a problem and you need to sort it out. So have a look through at the troubleshooting and find out what the problem is. And if there's no light at all, that would indicate that there's a problem, maybe with the supply of mains. So go back and make sure the socket is switched on, make sure there's no issues with the fuse. If not, consult your electrician to find out exactly why it's not working correctly. Once it's all wired in and it's all tested, pop your AED in there and lock the cabinet up, and away you go. You've got yourself an AED cabinet installed on the wall. It's very, very secure. It's going to keep dry in the cabinet and safe, and also be kept avoiding from freezing.